After an ISIS-inspired terrorist attack, the FBI opened the trailer of a mass murderer to contamination by random reporters before the crime scene was processed, showing perfectly displayed evidence, a chemical workbench, weapons, Qurans, a Quran opened to a page about martyrdom. And only after reporter footprints and fingerprints were mixed into the crime scene did the FBI shut it down to collect evidence. And soon after that, the New Orleans assistant DA unalived himself. We got a whole tour of a hot crime scene and have yet still never seen Matthew Crooks' bedroom. In fact, that crime scene was scrubbed of all biological evidence in 3 days, and the FBI secretly cremated Crooks' body without telling local law enforcement before the investigation was complete, and his house was clean as a medical lab and, like most homes, had no silverware. We have no cell data, autopsy, toxicology report, accomplices, manifesto, background. And similarly, we know nothing about the Jan 6th pipe bomber. He waved at the Capitol Police, he had his phone on him, but the FBI said they couldn't get his cell data because it was corrupted, which we now know is a lie, according to the cell carriers as stated in the new congressional report. And the same FBI that used geolocation to sniff out all the Midwestern grannies at the Capitol like bloodhounds took 4 years to tell us that the guy was 5'7" and wore Nikes. We know nothing about the man who lugged a bag of viable bombs through D.C., planted them near 2 of the most surveilled buildings in the country the night of January 5th, even though bomb-sniffing dogs walked by them and found nothing. But they were found just in time to cause a chaotic lockdown when Garland Younger, who is tied to law enforcement and FirstNet, which is FBI-funded, was doing laundry in the alley between the RNC and Capitol Hill Club, looked down and saw an unhidden ticking pipe bomb, went to go tell security, and ran back towards the bomb, as anyone would. Now, this happened at almost the same time that the other bomb was found by a plainclothes Fed, and almost the same time as the first breach of the Capitol. Perhaps a Fedsurrection, according to the police chief himself. And while no officer passed away on Jan 6th, months later, 4 unalived themselves. 1 was unalived from natural causes, and 1 mysteriously unalived shortly before the hearing. And it's just now, right when the populists are gaining power, and the same day that the Senate Republicans release a devastating report on the pipe bomber oddities, that the FBI spews new information and evidence, even if it is 1 frame per second. All of these seem a little too made for TV, and while we can't be sure, it is not unreasonable to conclude that these people were probably not lone actors. It is not unreasonable to conclude that they were probably tortured souls easily manipulated and egged on to be used as pawns by our own agencies, whether they knew it or not.